Well, look at this. Some new toys from OLight. So this one here is an interesting EDC pen, and it also has a green laser out of the back. It's pretty sweet. And the light, believe it or not, is on the pocket clip. I already had it out of the box, played around with it for the last week, threw it back in the box. It's a little bit interesting. I also have the old models here to compare. And they also sent one of these guys, the i5T. This guy here, I believe, is the i5T. Oop, off camera. This guy, I believe, is the i5T2. This one I've been carrying, you can see, every day now for, oh, well, I'd have to look back when I got it, but yeah, she's a little worn out. Same with this pen here. I've been carrying it around, using it a fair bit. It's, believe it or not, almost out of ink, so I'm kind of hoping that this guy here has the same ink, but I believe I remember them changing it. So it's hard to say. As for some of the details on here, I'll let you guys read that if you want here. It's pretty interesting. Again, I already played with it. 120 lumens. Green laser is pretty sweet. There's some of the specs there for the different power modes. And I'll open it up and show you guys. Again, this is pretty sweet. And again, comes with a basic user manual, which I'm not going to open. It's a pen. Comes in its sweet little case here. Again, the reason why it's dusty is because I have been using it. Comes with a spare ink, which is awesome because this guy here never came with a spare ink. But when I got this, it was only packed in like a blister pack, you could say. No writing, no nothing. It was probably a pre-production run, so no spare ink with this one. So that's why I'm hoping that's going to fit. You guys can see the USB cable is kind of cool, the way they mounted it around the box there. Again, that is very sweet. Has OLight on it, a few informations there, and give me a second here, I'll open it up. Okay, so I'm going to start giving you guys a little bit of a spin around here. This is the O Pen Pro, which is pretty sweet. You guys can see what I mean about the light. It's actually mounted on the pocket clip. You guys see, it's not making any contact there. The wires are epoxied on the bottom and go in right at the end there. So I know it's a little tricky to see. So it's pretty sweet how they did that. I can't see any issues with that. Go down, very nice machining and very lightweight. No joke, this pen here, this is more than double the weight, guaranteed. This is heavy, but that's because of what it's made out of. You guys can see size comparison here. Try to line them up a little bit here. You guys can see. This one here is a bit longer, but it makes sense, has the laser. Now the old style here, this old guy, you had to turn it on with the push button on the back. Now the way you turn them on is fast click on the back. You actually push back on this, turns it on. Switch through the different modes here. To turn on the laser, you push and hold for about 3 seconds, and then the laser turns on. It's a pretty bright laser. The one issue I could possibly see happening, turn that off before I shine it in my eye, is exactly that. If you're writing with it and you accidentally hold your hand on here and not paying attention and you turn on that laser, yeah, that might happen. So just be warned. I really kind of wish it came with a cap to put over top this, just for that exact reason, but it doesn't seem like it. But that's not too big of a deal if you know it's there. And to be honest, when you're writing, normally it's not going to be pointing at your eye. I mean, unless you're standing way back here writing, but that would be kind of weird. It is still a very interesting light. Now, I had to use for a laser pointer actually a few times. Anyone knows I'm in the camera industry, and if you're in a warehouse and you got to point at something up in the ceiling, especially a camera, a security camera, this is going to actually be pretty handy. Show the customer what camera we're talking about, the location where we need to run the cables. I can kind of highlight it with the laser pointer. Guaranteed this is going to be very useful for me. So I just opened it up here, and you guys can see USB Type-C charging. That's just the whole back. Here's the pen assembly here. You can see, I'll turn on my light for this. Okay, you can see in there that when you push back, it actually pushes that back. And all it's doing is pushing a little button on here to turn on and off the different modes, which is pretty sweet. So again, it's 120 lumens. It's going to give you enough light to do quite a bit of stuff. The run times is written on the back of the box here. You guys can see right there, max 23 minutes, which is pretty good actually for something the size of this. So max lumens 120, that is pretty good. And just thought I'd show you, here's the ballpoint pen refill, has 107 written on it, has a cross reference, and I know if you go online you can figure out exactly other brands that will fit this. And of course it does come with some wax on the tip, stop it from drying out. There you go. And maybe I'll give it a little bit of a test, and I'm also going to see if it fits this pen. Well, that is a bonus. This is the one out of my other pen here. The number is different, but from what I could see, it looks like it's going to fit. That is different. I mean, that is good. It's the same. And as for the pen itself, it actually seems to write very nice. I know my writing is horrible, but still getting some of the wax off the tip there. But see there, a little bit of wax still on it. Now I am writing on a card, so, but yeah, it's going to be good. Try on some normal paper. Oh yeah, that is so much better. Yep, I'm very, very, very happy with that. That pen there is now going to be what I'm going to carry. And as for the old one here, I'll probably retire this one to stay on my desk. Always nice having a flashlight with me and a pen. But this laser pointer, like I said, for what I do, if I'm in a warehouse and I got to be able to point up in the ceiling to kind of point out the different camera locations to a customer, and especially where we got to explain where the cable is going to run in the top of a warehouse, this laser pointer is going to become very handy, because it saves a lot of time when I can just take a laser pointer, shine up there. Normally it's pretty dark because where the laser pointer would be shining would be above the lights, so I'm hoping it's going to be bright enough, and I'm sure it will. I don't know if I'll get any other beam shots on this video, but we'll see. And one thing I'm going to mention, this here, of course, limited edition, same with the pen. This came also with it. I believe they have a sale that's starting on, I think it was the 26th, but it might not be. This guy here, a little tiny light. It has 300 lumens on high, and I'm not going to open this one. I'm actually going to probably give it to someone, so I'm going to leave it sealed. Now, you can see how the pocket clip is made. This one, after being, you know, bumping it on stuff, the pocket clip did originally break, but I just kind of gave it a quick sanding. It's good. These lights here, nice and bright. It takes a standard AA battery. You can go back, you can see the video on this one here if you want to see some beam shots, but as far as I know, the brightness and everything is exactly the same. The pattern is the same, and you guys can see from there. Again, I've been carrying this guy for quite some time. This one is solid brass. It is very heavy. This one is aluminum. I think maybe I might keep this one for myself and start carrying this one because, yeah, half the weight, and that goes with the pen too. Now, I love copper, brass, all the different materials, but at the same time, that is a lot of extra weight to dangle around, where if I switch to this combo here, literally half the weight. I'm not joking, half the weight. We'll see. I kind of like this. It's kind of shiny. I like shiny things. So we'll see. Whew, that is actually brighter than it looks. That's with it off. That's with it on. That is actually much brighter than I thought it was going to be. Just going into the dungeon here. Can't show too much down here, but as an example, that is pretty good. Yeah, that is pretty bright, that's for sure. No dungeon. So that's all I'm going to show for a test of this guy. And the laser pointer, of course, ain't going to show up the best here. Yeah, but yeah, that's actually fairly bright, that's for sure. But it's not going to show up the best on camera, especially not in the dark.